Hey entrepreneurs, it's Sam Day here from A Day Tips, and this is an updated video on Squarespace SEO. So those of you who have a Squarespace website and you want to start ranking in Google for the keywords that are important to your business, then this is the video for you. So first and foremost, when it comes to SEO, you want to think about what keywords you want to be found for. So you don't just want to be found for the keywords that are associated to your business. So your brand names and stuff like that's great. You want to be found in search for that. But the keywords that are actually going to drive you new visitors and hopefully traffic and leads or sales for your business are the keywords that your ideal client are actually typing into the search engines. So there are two free tools that you can utilize to help you to do this. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the free aspects of SEO, but there is a tool called SEMrush as well, and I'll leave a link to that somewhere on this screen and in the description down below as well. If you are serious about pushing your SEO, then I highly recommend having a tool like SEMrush. I do have videos on SEMrush and I'll leave those in the descriptions down below. But the two free tools that I want to focus on in this video, the first is the Google Keyword Planner tool. This tool is free for you to use, but it is a little bit complicated to sometimes get to. And I'll leave another video in the description down below, just in case you have any issues getting to the Keyword Planner tool. But all of the links that I reference to every website will be in the description down below for you guys as well. So here I am on the inside of the Google Keyword Planner tool. And literally what I've done is I've typed in a keyword here that it might be related to your website or your business, and it will tell me how many searches per month that particular keyword gets in Google. So this example here gets between 10,000 to 100,000 monthly searches on Google. And it will also give me some other keywords that are similar to the keyword that I've typed in, and it will show me what those monthly average searches are as well for those particular keywords. So this is really important because you don't just want to optimize your Squarespace website for any old keyword. You actually want to do some research and figure out what are people searching for in your particular industry and what keywords are getting a lot of searches, and you might want to start optimizing for that. Now, there are a couple of caveats to this, and first and foremost, if you go after what's known in SEO as a short tail keyword, this is a keyword that is pretty vague, pretty short, maybe it's only 1 to 3 words long. These tend to be very competitive keywords. So it means that there are probably a lot of other websites competing to rank for that keyword, which makes it a lot more difficult for you, especially if you're not utilizing an SEO software like SEMrush, or if you haven't been focusing on building your authority as a website. All things that I speak about in my SEO videos, and I'll leave my playlist to that in the description down below. But you have also what's known as long tail keywords. These are longer, more in-depth, more detailed keywords that tend to be 3 words long or more. And these tend to have less search volume, but they actually tend to be easier for you to rank your website in Google as well. So I use a free platform called answerthepublic.com, and this tends to give you some longer tail keywords that are sometimes a little bit more realistic to rank for in Google. So I searched for the same keyword and search, and I made sure that I was selecting Google here as an option. And then when you scroll down, it gives you some suggested keywords, and you can see the popularity of these search terms as well. And it gives you an array of long tail keywords that you might want to use and add on your website. Now, this is the free version. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will notice that there is some data behind this paywall that you won't be able to see, but they do give you a free trial that you can utilize as well. But with the free version of answerthepublic.com, you don't even need to sign up for an account, but you are limited to a certain amount of searches per day. So that's something to keep in mind, but you can actually export the data that you find as well, which can be really helpful. Now, once you've done a little bit of keyword research and you know what keywords you want to optimize your website for, there are 2 main things to keep in mind as a Squarespace website owner. The first thing is your website as a whole. So your site as a whole should have a keyword that you're ranking for. And then you want to think about your individual pages and optimizing those pages effectively. So I'm going to head on over to Squarespace. And first and foremost, let's look at some things that you can do to help your site as a whole. So I want to go down here to settings, and we want to change a few settings to make our website a little bit more SEO friendly. So first, in these website settings here, we want to go down to where it says blog preferences. And here you can change the post URL format. So one of the things that I'm going to recommend that you do is change the URL slug of each of your pages on Squarespace. And we're going to go into how you can do that. So essentially you want them to contain the keywords that you want that page to rank for. But what you can do here to shortcut that is make sure that this is set to %T. That will basically notify Squarespace that the title of your post should be the same in your URL. So whatever the title of your post is, that will automatically be your URL title as well. And this is important because you want your URL to contain your keyword, and hopefully your title contains your keyword as well. So if, for example, you forget to add an SEO friendly URL to a blog post that you put out, then Squarespace will hopefully do that for you. Another thing about URLs as well is I'm going to be speaking about how to change the URL slug of your URLs to make them more SEO friendly, but you want to do this to new pages on your site. You don't really want to go over old pages and change the URL, because this can actually cause some issues in terms of having page URLs that no longer work. And if your website has been up for a while, this can cause a few issues. So you want to optimize your URLs kind of before you publish your web pages. Another thing to note is accelerated mobile pages. So this helps to optimize your blog posts on mobile phone devices, which can actually help to improve your SEO as well if your site is loading quicker on mobile devices. So another thing that we want to do in settings is go down to marketing. And in marketing, we can see some SEO appearances, and this will allow you to change your title as a whole for your entire website. So when it comes to this site title, I recommend for going for something a little bit more broad. So as we mentioned at the beginning, there are two main types of keywords. You have short tail and you have long tail. Although I recommend going for long tail keywords with your individual web pages and blog pages, I recommend a shorter tail keyword for your site title, because your site title is likely going to be linked to your home page. And this is the page that usually gets a lot of links to it. So whenever anyone kind of links to your website, usually 9 times out of 10, they link to your homepage unless there's a specific page that they want to link to. And as a result of this, your homepage is likely to get more authority over time. So I recommend choosing a shorter tail keyword that's a little bit more competitive and gets more search volume, but at the same time is highly relevant to your website as a whole. Put that as your site title here. And another thing you want to do is create a short description that has your main keyword in it and also a variation of your keyword as well. So you want to make sure that this is filled out and that your site title format is filled out before you start anything else in terms of optimizing your website. Now we can go to actually optimizing our web pages. So we can go down here to website, and obviously this will show you all of the pages that are currently on your site. Now, every time you add a new page to your website or a new blog article to your website or even a new product to your website, it's a new opportunity for you to be found in search for a different keyword. This is why I made sure I added a blog here to this website, because a blog allows you to update content frequently, and having a blog is something that is crucial for your SEO. You might only have 4 or 5 main pages on your website that kind of stay the same, but Google like to rank and prioritize websites that are updated often. And whereas it might not make a lot of sense to update your website with new pages often, you can update it with new blog articles often, and this kind of keeps your website updated. But it also allows you to create blog articles on keywords that your ideal customer might be searching for. So things that might not necessarily be relevant for a web page, but might be relevant for a blog article. And again, you can use tools such as SEMrush or the Google Keyword Planner tool or answerthepublic.com to find out what questions people have pertaining to your target keywords, and you can answer those questions in the form of blog articles and benefit from more search traffic. So first and foremost, you can optimize every single page that you have created. You can optimize your blog, you can optimize your normal pages, you can even optimize your store by clicking on this settings icon here. And in the general settings, it will ask you for your page title. So you want to try your best to make your page title SEO friendly. So whatever you want this particular page to rank for in Google, have that page title here. And then you have your navigation title. This is less important for SEO and more important for usability. So usability is how user-friendly is your website, how intuitive is your website. And all of these things count for great SEO as well. If Google come across your website and they determine that it's not user-friendly and it's difficult to navigate through, then that will score you down in terms of your SEO as well. You want to make it clear what that page is about so that people know. And here you have your URL slug. So essentially this is where you can put your keywords in your URL. So let's say my keyword for this particular page was kites for sale. Then I could have my URL slug as kites for sale. And notice how I use a little hyphen between each word. So that lets Google know that this is a complete URL, but the words in here need to be separated because that is my keyword. So I'm going to pretend that kites for sale is my keyword. And notice how I use a hyphen to separate every word. You want to ensure that you do this as well so that Google know what the keywords are in your URL. Obviously, if your keyword only contains one word, then you don't need the hyphen. You can just use your main keyword. But if it's more than one word, then you want to make sure that you use that hyphen. So you also want to change the SEO settings of every page on your Squarespace site. So again, you can go for a SEO title. This is the title that will show up in Google. And as you start to make changes for that, then you will see that it will show you how it will appear in Google. So you want to make sure you have a site title for every page that you add to your Squarespace site, and also a description as well. And both the site title and site description, again, should contain the keywords for that particular page. Now, a mistake that I often see a lot of Squarespace owners making is that they have the same keywords for every single page and every single blog article that they write on their site. But as I mentioned earlier, every new page, every new blog article, and every new product page is a new opportunity for you to be found in search for a different keyword. So you want to optimize each page for a different keyword so that you can kind of increase the amount of keywords you are ranking for potentially in Google, and this will increase your SEO traffic overall. So once you've added all of your SEO settings to your pages, you then want to actually come in and edit your pages themselves. When it comes to text, whatever is in the head section of your text, that is telling Google that that is an important word or phrase. So I might here say our service is kites for sale. Now you have different stylistic options here. You have heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. This isn't just here for visuals, just so that it looks good. Heading 1 also sends a signal to Google that the keywords in this particular title or in this heading are important. So you want to make sure that with your Squarespace web pages that you have your main keyword in your heading 1 here, and you select it as a heading 1. You might even decide to have a subheading. So I might decide to duplicate this, and maybe I want this as a subheading. I might move it down, and I can change this to heading 2. This is where we sell the best kites. So my subheading here might not have my exact keyword. If my keyword was kites for sale, I have we sell the best kites, so it's a little bit of a variation, but Google will see the fact that I've got kites for sale and sell the best kites in my heading and subheading, and that will be a good indicator to Google that this is what this page is about, and give me a good chance for ranking in Google when someone types those key terms in. You also want to ensure that you have your keywords in the body of that text. So if I was rewriting this text, I would make sure that I have my keywords in the body as well. So if you're writing a blog article or a product page, make sure the keywords, yes, are in the heading 1 and heading 2, but make sure they're in the content of your page as well. And once you've made those changes, obviously you want to save. Another thing that I wanted to speak about was images. So whatever images you have on your site, you can optimize these for SEO as well and help to boost your rankings. When you go in to edit the images, you can scroll down and it says image alt text here. So you want to give a description of what this text is about. Again, using the keywords that you're trying to rank the particular page that that image is on for. So if I was trying to rank this page for kites for sale, image of a kite being sold, let's just say that's what the image was about, then I could use that as an image alt text. You can also optionally change the file name here, and I would change the file name to something SEO friendly. So I would change the file name to kites for sale, just to make that a little bit more SEO friendly too. And again, when you're finished with all of those changes, then you can save that. So you can actually get a report from Google themselves on how well your website is performing and if you need to do anything additional to help boost your rankings. You can also analyze your analytics and see where you're currently ranking and where potentially you're falling short. You can submit a sitemap of your website as well directly to Google so that you can kind of speed up the process of your web pages being found in Google. So Squarespace kind of make this easy for us. If you go to the home section and you go to analytics and you want to go to where it says search keywords, you can quickly and easily verify your site with Google Search Console. And I will leave links in the description down below to Google Search Console and where you can access that as well. I also have a few video tutorials on that. Again, I'll leave those in the description. So if you click that connect button, it will prompt you to sign in using the Gmail accounts that are connected to your account. So that will allow you to sign up for your Google Search Console account, and it will take you to the inside of Google Search Console. And it will give you a to-do list of some of the important things you need to do within Search Console. But the most important thing once you're connected up will be to submit your site directly to Google. And you can do this by, when you're signed into Google Search Console, going down to where it says sitemaps and clicking on sitemaps, and you can add a new sitemap here. And Squarespace make it really easy for you. Once you're a Squarespace user, once your website has been published, your sitemap URL will be yourwebsite.com/sitemap.xml. I'll leave that in the description down below as well. But essentially, all you have to do here is type in your website sitemap.xml and then submit your sitemap. And then Google will start indexing your web pages and also tell you if you have any errors or give you some suggestions on how you can improve your SEO. So the last thing to think about here in terms of Squarespace SEO is something called structured data. So I use this tool called Structured Data Markup Helper, and this allows you to tell Google a little bit more information about important pages on your website. So once your Squarespace website has been published, you want to copy any URL that you want to add additional information to, come to the Structured Markup Helper tool and paste it into there. And then you want to tell Google what page this is. Is it an event page? Is it a restaurant page? Is it a products page, a local business, or whatever it might be? So for argument's sake, I've selected a product page and I've started tagging. And this is a page from Amazon, just to show you an example. But once you actually click on the start tagging button and you submit your URL, it will take you to a page that looks like this. So it will take you to the page that you have copied, and you can start tagging it by literally clicking things. So I can click this image here and let Google know that this is an image. And then it will populate the image on the right hand side. And I can let it know other things as well, like the price of this product. I can select that and have it down here as price, and it will update on the right hand side. So you want to update as much information that you can as physically possible. And as soon as you tag those, it will show up here. And when you are finished adding all of the information, you can then go to create HTML, and it will give you a custom code that you can then go and add to your Squarespace web page. So whatever web page you decided to add more SEO details to, you can go back to that page inside of Squarespace, and you can go to the page that you want to add the code on. You can edit that page, and I'm going to add a blank section here, and I'm going to add a block of code, and I can edit this code and paste in the code that I received from Google. And this will give me a content block that is now added to this particular page. And when I save and publish this page goes from a normal page to a page that has some structured data to it. And this can also help to enhance that page in SEO rankings. So I also wanted to speak about your store on Squarespace as well. So you can actually optimize your store to help you with SEO. And one of the things you want to do is come up to your store settings and go to where it says categories and add any categories that are relevant. And with your store categories, when you go to the settings, you can edit these and make sure your name is SEO friendly. So whatever keyword you want this category to have, make sure it's added there. And you can have a URL slug for your store categories as well. And again, you want to put your keywords in there too. And you can decide whether you want to add this to your main navigation. And then similar as we've done before, you want to add your SEO settings for this category, your title, your description, SEO friendly. And also you can go to where it says social image as well. So you can change the social image for all of your Squarespace pages, but it's particularly important, I would say, for your product pages as well. What this essentially means is this is the image that will be added when someone shares this particular product page or category page on social media. So it can make that page a little bit more clickable as well. And this can help obviously to entice more people to come to your site from social media. So once you've created all of your categories, you want to optimize obviously your products. When you edit your products, make sure your product name contains your keywords somewhere and your product description contains your keywords as well. This is really important. The search engines will use your product descriptions to determine what your product is all about. When it comes to your images, you want to ensure that you add your metadata. So you can add your alt text to make your images SEO friendly, your product images. So make sure you add your keywords in your alt text again. And then whilst you're scrolling down, it gives you the option to add your SEO settings as well to this product page. So you want to make sure you edit these, your store URL, your SEO title, your SEO description for each product page that you have. And then make sure when you're finished that you save these settings. Now, this is very similar to your blog as well. So your blog is going to be important. And when you click on your blog, again, you can come up here and you can change your blog title, how your blog appears in terms of your URL. So you can change the URL to this particular blog. You may just keep it as blog, or you may have it as a keyword that people can associate with your blog, because remember, your navigation title is going to be blog. So the page title for this might be something a little bit more SEO friendly, and your URL slug, you might want that to be a little bit SEO friendly. But also remember, don't make your blog too lengthy in terms of the keyword, because essentially you want to copy and paste that. You might be sharing your blog on social media or wherever it might be. So you want it to be a fairly easy URL for people to remember and to click on. So again, you can go to the SEO settings and you want to change this for your blog as well, social media image. And then you want to go through the blog articles themselves and go through a similar process that you did with all of your pages on your website. Your blog articles are the same. You want to make sure that you have your keywords in all of the right places here. In terms of options, you can actually create categories as well. So you can add a category to your blog articles. So you want to make sure that your blog articles are categorized in a similar way, and then make sure you change the SEO settings for your blog article and make your blog article as SEO friendly as you can in terms of the things we've learned already in this video, which are to ensure that you have your page title and have that as a heading 1, maybe have a little subtitle as a heading 2, and then make sure that your keyword for that blog article appears in your blog article itself. If you use any images, make sure you change the SEO setting, the SEO image alt tags, so that Google know what those images are about. So I really hope that this video helps you to SEO your Squarespace website. Like I said, if you really want to boost your SEO and take it to the next level, I will be leaving a link to SEMrush in the description down below. And this will help you to really identify some keyword opportunities where you're going wrong with your SEO. You can quickly analyze that data that they give you. You can also do some analysis on your competitors. So people who are currently ranking in Google for the keywords you want to be ranking for, you can plug their websites in and see what they're doing that you're not doing, so you can hopefully outrank them when you start to utilize the software. I will also be leaving a link to the formula, guys. This is the free guide to generating leads and sales for your business online. I will leave a link to it in the description down below as well, because SEO is just one part of having a successful digital business. So if you want to understand how SEO fits into the overall framework of you promoting your business online, make sure you grab your absolutely free copy of the formula. But if this video did help you out, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. But until next time, have a great day and I will see you soon.